champions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Paradise City, where everything is going, aces for the crew. Nothing bad has happened in there.
Nothing bad is about to happen at all. It's fine.
No, nothing bad has happened. Nothing bad is about to happen.
So far, things have gone pretty well for us.
Well, thanks
except
for
for our friend. Except for our friend that died.
Thanks for jinxing that, Sam.
What? Quick, cloaking it. Say something ridiculous.
Nope, it's too late now.
But,
he already said it. He already cursed you. All right, everyone, we are back for episode 4, titled "Abandon Hope." A fitting title for a fitting end. So before we jump into the story, I will remind you guys, if you want to support the channel and what we do here, you can subscribe here on Twitch. You can go join our Patreon for all kinds of behind-the-scenes exclusives. And you can see that bar in the bottom right-hand corner, the corruption bar. That bar serves 2 purposes. One is that when that bar fills, I get to do whatever the hell I want to these wonderful investigators. But more importantly, every single dollar that goes into filling that bar goes back to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing faces you see here before you. That being said, let's jump into things as we are halfway to the bar being hit. Previously on Paradise City, Judd and Molly head over to Judd's safe house, to uncover what they can from the pieces of melted footage. It's both safe and a house. To uncover what they can from the pieces of melted footage, revealing photos of several young women meeting, one of whom Sam asked Judd to dig up information on. Meanwhile, across town, Artemis and Friday began preparing themselves to enter the Downs, an incredibly seedy part of the city, where they believe the next set of breadcrumbs lie. Alerted by his spy drone Sparks, Judd is made aware that Art and Friday are headed to the Downs, and quickly grabs Molly and rushes to aid their new would-be allies. So, Judd, I believe you and Molly were speeding too with your hoopty to the Downs, and you were pulling up behind Friday's, you're pulling up behind a car that is kind of a nice black town car that is peeling off from the Downs and headed back to where it came from. As you pull up to the side of the street, you see the besuited Friday and a very differently dressed Artemis. Great. Standing outside of a bar as we hit the corruption bar.
Jesus.
You pull up, your car has a little backfire, and you had been noticing that there had been people. Well, actually, I don't think the audience noticed that there had been people watching you. So you pull up and you see these two suited, and I think Artemis, is that a dress you're seeing, Judd? You see this as you pull up to this seedy bar in the grimiest part of town. Molly and Judd, what are you two doing?
Molly's was, I believe, as we were speeding down here, Molly was trying to rough Judd up and make him look less
paper newsboy, yeah. I think is what you said.
So I think, okay, all right, I think that'll do. She's gonna lick her finger and smear something off of his cheek. Good. She's just gonna climb right in the car. Not even think about where she is. She's just gonna stumble out of the car.
Yeah, I guess I'll park, and then I assume I can't just literally park outside the bar because that's not ever a thing that you can do.
No, you can't.
Oh, nice.
All right. So imagine you're in the grimiest part of town, and so there's only street parking.
Oh, there's plenty of parking.
Yeah, well and it's only street parking. There's no, it's so
right.
condensed and compressed that it's building.
Well, I more meant that there'd be no spaces because it's the middle of the city.
Oh yeah. No, it just so happens in this cinematic moment that there is. So as Friday's car pulls off, there's a spot for you to park. It's so serendipitous.
Excellent.
So, Molly, you stumble out of the car, or do you gracefully get out of the car very nonchalant?
She probably gracefully gets out.
Okay.
And brushing herself off, straightening herself a little bit.
Of course. Who would expect a girl like you to be seen in a car like that, right?
Wow.
It depends on the money.
So Judd, you are able to easily park your car and get out as well. The two of you see the backs of Friday and Artemis talking to a mountain of a man. Slick back hair, suited, eye patch.
I think it takes Judd a minute to get out of the car because he's putting one of those like steering wheel locker things on. You know what I'm talking about?
Whoa!
As he's doing that, I feel like Molly's probably leaned back in and is like bitching at him, like.
Yeah.
He
walks around, pops all his own hubcaps off, throws them in the car, puts the club on it.
Exactly. No, yeah. So then he gets out and he heads over. He's just gonna kind of follow Molly's lead, I think.
I feel like with Judd being who he is, he for sure has a fake boot in his car. That's so he can park anywhere and not get towed.
Yes.
It's like he just pulls out a fake boot and puts it on the car.
You know what is I heard a story. Have you ever seen those things that they put on the hood?
Yeah.
That, like suctions down.
Yep.
Well, a bunch of people figured out how to pop those off. You really just have to heat up your windshield. But the other thing is they frequently come with a like a receiver that beams out like so that they can record where they are.
Yeah.
And I read a story about somebody who basically popped that out and essentially figured out how to hack into it so that they could use it as their Wi-Fi for like a couple months.
That's
great.
The
kind of that's a Judd move for
that's
sure.
Great. That's
He's got Wi-Fi in his car with one of those barnacles.
I love it.
Dear God.
Okay, so I guess as we get out, she's fine. Come on, Jed, let's go. Jeez, and she's probably like pulls him now away from the car to try and get over.
He'll go.
Okay, she's not gonna recognize Art right now, but I think she's gonna know Friday, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Just loudly gonna so wave Friday.
So Friday, as you are approaching this hulking man standing outside the gates of Tartarus, so to speak, you hear behind you a high-pitched Friday.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Sir, it looks like your date's arrived, and she just makes a face at him. And her date.
Friday turns and looks, and what do they see?
You see Molly and Judd walking up towards you.
What does Friday and Artemis see in the background?
Ooh,
Yeah, I'd like to do a...
I will say, someone make me an investigation, and if you're both attempting to do it, you can get a +1 bonus.
I would like to both do it.
Okay, so if you are both doing it, we'll have one person roll, and that person can get a +1 for the other person aiding them.
You go ahead and roll, Franny.
Okay, and I'll take the +1. All right,
Okay.
give me just 1 second.
I'm helping.
Alrighty.
All right, so
Using the two of them as an excuse to scope out everything else is my thinking.
I get it.
Everybody's looking at them.
Yeah.
So we turn to them, but we're looking everywhere else.
Chameleon eyes.
Yes.
all right, student of human behavior.
I'll take it.
Mastermind or consulting criminal.
I'll take consulting criminal.
Yes. It's a good one.
And let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got.
And then you get a bonus 1 from Art helping you.
Right. And as a weakness, I'm going to invoke a weakness.
Oh, okay.
Commitment.
How does that come into play?
Sorry, not commitments. I'm sorry, PTSD.
Oh.
PTSD. So Friday has had experiences in the past being on the streets before getting off the streets and becoming the lovely criminal that they are. So yeah, the awareness of sort of the risks of being in a crowd on the streets, having not necessarily been in the Downs, but in other places where things went bad very quickly.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll buy that.
All right.
So that is a 2, a +2.
So 3 minus 1. We're gonna roll, right?
Let's see what happens.
No, not roll dynamite. Where is it?
Left hand.
Hold
side.
on. Yeah, well, I'm just going to do it this way. No, damn it.
Are you breaking it?
I'm breaking it, yeah.
So you should just hit investigate.
Hold on a second.
There we go. Holy shit.
Very good. We see things. We see so many things.
Wait, that's too many powers.
That is too many powers. It should be power 2. Wow.
Hold on, I'm going to reset it. So
it
it would still be a 13, though.
It would be a 13. Yep, 13 with a 2 power. Okay, cool. So, when you roll higher than a 10, which you did, you get that number of questions. So you have 2 questions you can ask me. And I have to give you the truth.
Friday surveys the situation, kind of takes in Judd and Molly walking up and trying to get an assessment of what the mood on the street is. Whether it's, sort of pensive, it's tactical, it's, sort of nobody gives a shit kind of a thing. I want to get a strict, a real sort of sense of what the vibe is on the street and what the attitude is towards the 4 individuals that are standing here that should not be here.
Gotcha. You are noticed. You can see that there are people who are, you know when you see like the old spy movies and there's someone like reading a newspaper on a park bench who's definitely not reading a newspaper on a park bench. There's a lot of that. There's like a lot of like people who are like talking in a back alley, and then you'll see like one of them glance over at you and then the other one glance over at you guys. And at first, like when you first look around, all the attention seems to be on Judd and Molly. But the moment that the 2 of you turn, that you and Artemis turn around, and the connection's made that the 4 of you know each other, people start noticing you and Artemis. You are being watched.
I'm reminded of like the John Wick scene where it's like you see it from his eyes, and the innocuous scene is like all of a sudden it's like assassin there.
Yep. Yeah, you 4 are being watched by like an inordinate number of people.
All right, second question's open to the table unless we want to bank it for later. Can't hear you.
You are muted.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just making a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Seeing if anybody is like shuffling in their pockets, have any weird bulges in their jackets.
Is that something that would fit into the first question?
I don't know. I think that was slightly more specific.
Okay.
So if you want to use that as a second question, I will take that as a second question.
Go ahead.
No one seems to be aggressive towards you at all, right? Okay. I feel like that's the heart of the question. No one seems to be like holding a weapon or like looking for anything. You just seem to be being observed. You don't seem to be in any immediate danger from what you're doing right this second, is what I will say. So yeah, Friday, Artemis, you turn around, you see Molly and Judd. Molly calls out to Friday. The connection is made that you 4 know each other. What are you all doing now?
I'm gonna kind of grab Molly and put her next to Friday, reaffirming that his date is here and that this is her idea. Because I feel like Molly could sell this better than Friday can.
It is at this moment, Molly, that you realize that is Artemis in a dress.
Yes.
Molly's just gonna kind of like eyes bulge, like look at, but not say anything because I think she's starting to pick up on the tone of the
situation.
She's reading the room.
Mm-hmm.
Your date is here, and God, she looks so good. Me and Judd are just gonna, do what we're here to do and make sure Mr. Friday has a great time. Isn't that right, Judd?
I love that you're walking into a grimy rock and roll bar, right? Friday is dressed to the nines in a suit. Molly is in a cocktail dress. Granted, it's one that she's been wearing for like a day and a half now. Artemis is in a dress and a hoodie, and Judd is in like regular Judd clothes. Not
honestly, Honestly, I feel like Judd, if anything, is the only one dressed appropriately because he could be like a
Probably.
70s like kind of like counterculture military rock type deal.
Not a single person fits. I think Judd fits the most.
Yeah,
But that's amazing. Okay, sorry. The scene is yours. You are positioned with each other at the door. This bronze door, single knob in the center, massive thing in the side of this brick building. And this guy standing in front of you, like I said, is a mountain of a man. He's standing there, arms crossed, and his single eye looks down at you, waiting for whatever the explanation is that's about to happen.
So Molly is going to hook arms with Friday and put her hand and lean into him and like try to whisper as quietly like up towards him. What exactly are we doing here?
Going inside.
Okay. Hi. And she's gonna lean up and look at the man, even like up and then up.
He looks at the four of you and just sort of grunts and shakes his head and then leans back and puts his hand on the handle and opens the door and just allows you to go in. He's there for security, and it's not that kind of club. And as soon as the handle turns and the door begins to crack, you are met with a cacophony of rock music just sort of thumping through the open door. And as it widens, it becomes louder and louder as you see that all of you, except for maybe
Mike?
I don't know. It's industrial rock music, and that's not what I listen to, so I don't have an example for you.
It's
but
Ministry.
it's things like 9 Inch Nails kind of music, right? So that's your crowd.
Gotcha.
So imagine
Would-
9 Inch Nails and like Tool that's what you get.
Would me or Molly recognize the music?
No, it's not Polly's. It's Polly's crowd,
Okay.
but it's not his band.
Oh, is it a
It's
live
not his
band?
band.
Oh, okay, it's a
Yeah,
live band.
I mean, as far as you can tell right now, it sounds like a live band because they look like they wouldn't have the speaker
No.
quality to have
Yeah.
a good sound system here.
I mean, you mean Molly hasn't like stripped to Tool?
I mean,
I think that's a Molly choice, wouldn't you say?
She could, I guess, but
oh,
You gotta have
wow.
a repertoire when you're in their business. That's all I gotta say.
Wow.
she's got range. She can do the classics, but she's got range.
There's a
Wow.
whole world out there for metal strippers.
You would be surprised. That is all I will say.
I just pictured robot strippers because they're metal strippers.
This is
Okay. Okay.
Right.
All right.
All right.
So, as the door swings open and you are met with this pounding industrial rock that is probably distasteful to several sets of ears that are here, you see that inside of the Tartarus is this grimy, dirty rock club. The floor is black stone. The walls are painted red. And you see that there are like all of the furniture, or what makes for furniture, is also black. All of the lighting fixtures, like the lamp coverings and what's left of them, is also black. And the walls are plastered with like old band posters, torn down, reposted, that kind of thing, over and over again. You know,
I have been to this club.
Sharpie graffiti on the walls. There's a pool table that you're pretty sure is kilted off to one side. And this place reeks of stale beer and body sweat.
Right.
Right. And you are treated to this club as you enter, as this industrial music sort of boom, 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 boom.
I think like immediately as they get in, Judd's gonna be like, "I'm grabbing a beer. Anyone want one?"
Yes.
Turns and goes.
They only have domestics here, so you know you can get a Bud Light.
Yeah.
Before he can put money down, Art pays for it. She puts up 4. She orders 4 shitty beers.
Yeah.
Because she realizes the importance of blending.
Yep. I imagine there's a scene where it's Judd is like,
Yeah, and then the woman in the dress
Yeah.
walks up.
And then Art just walks up and holds her hand for.
They're like, boobs, got it.
Yeah. And a second later, 4 Coors Lights appear. Bottle tops removed. And the cash is slid underneath the desk there.
She hands one to Judd, knocks his bottle, goes cheers, takes a sip, and starts walking back to Friday and Molly and hands them their beers and stands behind them like she's the servant to the date / bodyguard.
Yeah, the servant to the date. Yeah, everyone brings a butler to a date.
Obviously.
So I think as she comes back over, Molly she's not overly scared in these kinds of scenes, like around men, gross buildings. But she is going to walk over to Art, and now she's going to the farm with Art. And look her.
Hi.
Hi.
What
is this? And she's going to like fluff her hair.
She's going to name Sarah. Nice to meet you. She opens her eyes wide.
Well, I'm so glad that, he's got such good help to come with us. It's great to meet you, Sarah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. You look lovely as always. I mean, for the first time. It's just
I hope that they have a lot of really beautiful women, that Molly's she's gonna take I guess the beer that she was bringing over for her as well, and is gonna just lean away and start drinking it. She's like, this is so fucked. What are we doing?
Judge just sips it. He's just like, well, that was awkward.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at Friday, and then I wanna do a scan of the room. I'm gonna see if I can hit the right buttons here.
So you're trying to investigate this room?
Yes.
Okay.
I want photographic memory.
Okay, I'll take that.
Danger sense.
Okay.
But the problem is there's probably no is there a plant anywhere, or maybe
There is
a rat?
not. There is not.
Nothing. Okay.
I mean, there might be rats, but I don't think that counts for what you're trying to do.
I mean, I'm just trying to connect with nature.
Yeah, I don't think that nature wants to be connected to.
Actually, wait, my danger sense is my gun, so that one's okay, actually. I'm getting all confused because things. And drilled in field tactics? How do we feel about that one?
Sell me on that one. Why would that one?
Trying to figure like the layout of the room, if there are doors that are particularly guarded, security cameras.
Okay, all right, I'll take that.
I mean, I could use that or police officer, whichever one you feel is
no,
better.
I'll take that one.
Okay.
Friday would also be doing the same thing, so is that an assist for her?
Yes, so I'll give you an additional +1 for that. So you have 3 from yourself, a +1 from Friday, and I'm going to invoke your weakness tag under Nature Sense, which is must maintain contact with nature here. So you have a +3, -1. Or sorry, +4, a -1. So on the top right-hand corner of your sheet where it says plus, make that say 4, and make that say -1.
Even if I click the things...
you clicked burn tag, not use tag.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's probably just easier if you use the plus and minus.
Everything's messed up.
The
chat.
plus and minus thing. Yeah, the sheets are all broken. +4,
minus
-1.
1, and then investigate.
Yep.
I got angry.
And then I'll do the math. If it fucks up.
Well, did we just roll? Oh no, but that's boxcars.
Wait, did you roll another 15? Jesus, you
Yeah.
rolled double 6s.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
For a second, I thought we got
Wow.
2 double 6s in a row, but Johnny's was 5 and a 6, which
Wow,
is still really
wow,
good.
Wow, holy crap.
The butts and titties were enough, apparently.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay. Okay, so you have 3 questions you can ask me. Holy shit.
Doors with bodyguards in front of them.
Oh, there is a door in the back. Sorry, there are two doors in the back. One has people kind of going in and out of it. You would assume this is like the band space. And the other one has... Your trained eye can see them as bodyguards. They look just like everyone else that's here. They just look like slightly bigger guys, like, linebacker size.
And they're paying attention.
They're actively looking like they're not paying attention, which is what stands out to you. They're making it. They're very much making it look like they're not paying any attention at all, and just having a conversation.
How many of them are there?
Just two.
By that door? Two? And I would imagine there's a security camera there as well.
There are no security cameras in this room at all.
Cameras.
None that you can see.
I'm gonna kind of point on the side of his beer as I'm handing it to him to where the two security guards are as I hand Friday his beer.
And you still have 2 more questions.
Oh, I thought that was at least 2 questions.
Nope. I'll give you the security cameras as part of that one.
Don't forget, you can bank one as long as we're staying in here, and I have a feeling we'll be in here for a little while. So
yeah,
you can bank both of them actually, and hold on. To them.
I'm gonna use one more though.
Okay.
Do I recognize anybody in the room?
Oh.
And an extension of that, since both of us are doing the investigation, or both of us, I'm assisting her.
Sure.
Extending that to both of us, essentially.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Neither one of you recognize anyone in this room.
Ooh, fun.
Is that the end of theirs?
That is the end of theirs. They have one more question they're going to save it for later.
You're going to make it.
I also want Molly to investigate.
Okay.
Because she has... and if you remember what we talked about in DMs and stuff, I don't know if that might, I don't know. But because she has underground info and connections in the dark.
Okay. So what are you looking for?
I want her to see if she sees anybody that she recognizes. I think that she's the type of person to walk in anywhere. She's going to try and look and see if she knows.
I'll take that. Okay. So what power tags are you going to try to use to investigate here?
So I guess it'd be the devil inside me has underground info.
Underground info.
Any connections in the dark.
Connections in the dark. I'll take both of those. Anything else?
I could say exotic dancer just because that's probably where she'd know most of these people, but I don't think that would make sense.
I don't think that helps you.
And I don't.
Find them.
Yeah, I don't think anything else here is.
Okay.
Would help.
So then roll me and investigate with a +2. So on the top right-hand corner of your thing, hit reset, and then hit +2 or +2 or whatever the hell it is, and then hit investigate. Ooh, hot damn. So that would be a...
Sorry, I'm too distracting.
That would be a 6, but 6 is still a hard miss here. Cool. Describe to me what it looks like as you are looking around this place.
Describe the building that she's looking at?
Describe you looking around.
So Molly is just scanning the room, eyes around, trying to seem, happy and bubbly. She's kind of bouncing, listening to the music, taking a sip of the beer and trying to look, but I guess it's so dimly and poorly lit in this building. You got the lights up, I guess, where the band is playing, but the rest of it's just dark. That she is not able to see anything but just blank faces that she can't make out.
So the fun part about missing a roll in this game means that I get to do things when you miss rolls. So, Art, you begin to look around. Friday, you begin to look around. You're scanning for security. You're scanning for possible exits and entries. Molly, you see this kind of happening, and you pop up. You're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I can help here. And you're looking around. You all slowly, over the din of the music, you begin to hear a kerfuffle. Voices get raised in this in this establishment that aren't like, yeah, and shouting towards the band, right? It sounds like an aggressive turn. Artemis, you immediately look to the 2 bodyguards that you saw previously. They are now no longer talking, and they are watching the crowd. And then as the music has that like breakdown moment, you hear that wet smack of flesh on flesh as it kind of reverberates through. And you see in the corner of your eye someone just deck some other bearded, drunk guy in this bar.
Someone got kerfuffed up.
Someone got kerfuffed up. You see this guy get cracked in the face. He goes back, keys on his belt jingling as he's falling. Another guy steps up, shoves the initial guy. A fight has broken out towards the stage of this establishment. Brawl is quickly spreading back to where you all are.
I would like to try to get over towards where the bodyguard folks were, like, the spot they were trying to make sure no one got through.
Sure.
Because they were guarding a door, and just see if this is gonna draw them away and try to use it as a way to get in that door.
Okay, roll me a sneak around.
Cool. Alrighty, so my tags for sneaking are... I don't have many of those.
Yeah, I know.
But let's see what I do have.
I just love that Judd's first reaction is to abandon everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
he does work alone.
We've been a team for 10 minutes. Okay, so I am a seasoned investigator.
I'll take that.
Okay. And then
I'm working on it. I'm working on things that also could maybe... Oh, I know where the bodies are buried.
You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that one.
I think that's maybe all I'm about to be able to squeeze out of this.
You also have this building itself has a status on it. The status is loud 2.
Nice.
So you are able to use loud 2 in an attempt to assist you in sneaking around. So you'll get a bonus 2 on this.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take that. Let's just roll with that.
So you got a +4 to sneaking around.
Let's roll with that. Alrighty. I'm just gonna do the +4, and we're gonna do a sneak around. Oh, not a great roll. Luckily, I have the +4.
That +4,
That's gonna help
wow.
me.
That's
It's gonna help me.
Wow, because if you didn't have the +2 from loud, that would have been a miss.
Oh yeah.
Thank goodness. Okay, so you barely make it here. On a 7 to 9, it's complicated. You are perceived. You must leave something important behind, or someone unimportant notices you, but that just made them important, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you begin to you see this thing, and your investigative instincts kick in, and you immediately weave through the crowd, completely forgetting that you have allies in this new fight for justice. And you slip through, and you make it to a position where you're able to just kind of lean and look, inconspicuous, and be able to watch these two guys waiting for that moment for them to pounce on the crowd, and no one notices you, as far as you know. That being said, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to try to push Molly and Friday towards the bar, because
Whoa.
typically, because I assume the door's to the right of the bar. Yes.
So the door, so when you walk in,
That's
the
where
door,
I
So when you walk in, the door is to the right. That's the back. The left side is where the stage is. Straight ahead is the door where the two bodyguards are. And to the left-hand corner, the upper left-hand corner on the other side of the stage is where the other door that you saw people going in and out of is. There's also a door on either side of the bar, but those are bathrooms.
Okay. I'm going to try to push them towards the bar, keeping an eye on Judd, but moving them away from the fight, so it looks like I'm doing my job. Okay.
Friday and Molly, you are being corralled by Artemis towards the bar. What are the two of you doing?
Hand on the lower back of Molly, hand on the upper back of Friday.
I just see Molly getting scooting forward a little more quickly because she's being pushed, kind of like the.
Yeah. What are these?
She's keeping her balance, but she's
Yep.
Hi.
Such a strong touch.
Friday's gonna go along with it.
Yeah.
But once once we get to Artemis's destination, wherever she's taking us, they're gonna turn to her, look her directly in the eye, and say, "Why are you playing a charade? They already know we're here. Just let them approach us."
I'd also like to not get any of us punched in the face before we maybe get punched in the face. I'm just throwing that out there.
The fight is a distraction. Just be patient.
Okay.
Interesting. So the three of you are at the bar. What are you doing? Are you waiting for something else to happen?
Friday is just going to continue to look around the room and wait for contact.
Okay.
Somebody is definitely going to come for us.
Man, I don't know what makes you think that. As you stand there drinking this terrible domestic beer that you've been given, do you drink it, Friday, or do you just hold it?
Friday puts on airs,
yeah,
but they were once a part of the street.
Mm-hmm.
They can knock them back just like anybody else, and so that's exactly what Friday does. Knocks back the Coors, orders a PBR, and keeps it going.
Listen, once you've left the domestics behind, no one wants to go back to them.
But you can. You don't want to, but you can.
It's like if you need to hydrate, have a Coors Light, I guess. Need like a glass of water.
Sometimes on a hot day, you want something light. You know?
You want a glass of water, so you crack open a Coors Light and call it a day.
Exactly.
I get it. You mowed the lawn. You're sweaty. You have a.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 85% water. All I picture is fucking Friday in like a bespoke suit, one shoulder on the bar, drinking a PBR out of a can. And it's the worst image I can imagine. It's the most douchey way to drink a PBR in a full bespoke
is his
suit.
Pinky out?
Is his pinky out, Friday?
Is their pinky
No.
out?
Drinking out.
I'm dying.
Oh god, that's so gross. I hate it. I hate that whole image. As you continue to kind of watch the scene, the fight seems to spread. You notice that the two guards on the door don't move at all. Judd, you see them like talk back and forth, and you see, because of your perspective, that one of them discreetly reaches back and knocks on the door. Other than that, he just kind of goes back, and they're now watching the crowd again. Friday, Molly, and Art, you see that this fight is just sort of embroiling the entire club at this point, and there seems to be no amount of security here. This fight continues and continues until it kind of forms this like very aggressive, even for normal standards, mosh pit. Where there's like a bottle smashes, there's knuckles being thrown, and this is probably the most intense mosh pit you've seen in a while. And no one seems to be breaking this up. The band is still playing. The breakdown has ended, and the band is back to like, bah, 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 and they're just going ham on this song, motivated by the violence surrounding them. Between the music and the fight and the shouting, everything sort of gets louder in this place. And the bartender just keeps refilling your drinks. What are the four of you doing?
So at this point, it probably seems clear to Judd that these guys have no interest in it. They're not gonna move because of this fight. They don't
seem to be like. You get the feeling that their job is to protect this door only.
I'm wondering if we can do something to like encourage the fight to move towards the door. Ooh. And like embroil these guys in it. And okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
All right. So like, is there any way that there is like some sort of speaker or sound equipment that is in a place that is kind of opposite the door?
Sure. Yeah. I assume there's speakers in all four corners.
I basically want to use my magic-y powers to basically make one of the speakers like explode, and like hopefully people will like move away from the burning up speaker and towards the people at this door. and then I can get a distraction to go inside.
Okay, that sounds like a take the risk to me.
I was about to say that's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, that sounds like a take the risk to me. So what tags can you apply to this take the risk move?
Okay. So, Judd can command the fire of creation and destruction.
Okay, I'll buy that.
I have Back to the Flame, which was like always really meant to be like destroying things one.
Okay.
And then I have I'm sorry, that one was Return to the Fire. Oh, I have Wrath of Flame as well.
So is that 2 or 3?
That's 3.
Okay, so I will take those 3. I'm going to give you a -1 distracted. The crowd is distracted. Let's see, what tags do you have that are negatives?
I have Can't Stop the Spread.
I'm gonna give you Can't Stop the Spread. Yeah, so you have a +3, a -2.
Okay. It remind me again. Having weaknesses invoked has something to do with advancement, or is that only if I invoke it?
If they are invoked on a roll, and I believe if they're invoked on a roll and you succeed, you get to mark an attention. I could be wrong. It could be just if they're invoked at all, you get an attention.
If it's invoked, or if they're invoked at all.
So yes, you get an attention on whatever card that is.
Oh yeah, I'll mark an attention on the Forbidden Fire. Alrighty. Well, I'll roll it, and then we can describe what it looks like here.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Take a risk. That's a miss.
Cool. How does that look?
Yeah. So, basically, Judd, channels the power he has. I think he like puts his hand on the wall, and we like we get like this kind of like weird sci-fi vision, and we can like sort of see the circuitry in the wall beginning to react, and we see like a line of light like traveling down towards the speaker, and then it just like explodes in fire and horribleness.
Cool.
And it's definitely much bigger and like more exploding than Judd was. Judd himself was like, oh shit, whoops.
I love that. So we see this scene where like Judd puts his hand down and like closes his eyes for a second, and then we have that sci-fi vision that you're talking about where it's like the walls almost kind of go like invisible, like it's very what the hell, wireframe, and you can see from where your hand is these like beads of light sort of traveling through the circuitry, and they travel to all points on the board here basically. And the the hard move that's getting used against you is as these beams of light hit all the things, all of the speakers in all 4 corners and the speakers at the front of the stage all simultaneously and explode outward. Plastic shrapnel sort of goes everywhere. Sparks explode out of this thing. And at first, everyone's like, yeah! And the fight kind of stops for a second. And then all of the music stops. And then the lights begin to flicker. And then rage fills the crowd as they know that whatever they've paid for this night out on the town, so to speak, is over because this shitty establishment has shitty wiring. And the fists start flying again as you see the band sort of try to get off stage as people are getting on stage and being aggressive towards the band. The lights are sort of strobing in and out at this point because of all of the wiring that just got jacked up. So you guys are in a very John Wickian kind of scene where it's like the light flashes on and this punch is getting thrown, the light flashes off, no one sees anything, light back on, the guitarist is getting his guitar ripped out of his hand, light flashes off, light flashes on, like that kind of thing. What are the other 3 of you doing in this this new environment?
What are the 2 bodyguards doing at the door?
You see one of the bodyguards has opened the door and the other one has slipped in it. Closed it, and there's now 1 bodyguard in front of the door.
At this point, Friday is going to change the game.
Okay.
Not really realizing what they're doing, Friday puts their hand down, reaches in a pocket, pulls out an apple. And chucks it at the other bodyguard.
Okay.
Now, Friday's going to use Student of Human Behavior.
Yep.
Turn the tables.
Okay.
And action speaks louder.
Okay. I'll take all three of those. What is your end goal here? So I know how to apply negatives to you, if there are any.
Friday is going to basically get the crowd to engage in some way with the bodyguards so that we can get in that door. At this point, things are not going in the way that they expect. We have not been contacted yet. Friday thinks that the tables need to turn a little bit, and we need to get through that door. Because whoever we need to see is behind that door. Regardless of what happens, we need to get in that door.
Mm-hmm.
Judd's attempt has failed us. Molly and Artemis are doing their best to just, keep themselves safe.
Okay.
We need to get through that door.
Okay. So
I would say at the initial spark of things, Art probably protected Molly a little bit. When she sees what's happening, she just watches Friday to see what happens next.
Okay. I like this.
Because if he fucks up, I'm gonna try something even stupider.
Perfect. Those are my favorite moments. No negatives, Johnny. Roll that, change the game. Let me see what happens here. As they change the game with a +3.
I feel like you're just gonna flub this, and the whole army is gonna go after me instead. Just an army of angry metal fans.
On a 9, with I think you have 3 power there.
I do have 3 power there.
Why did that not show up? That should be actually.
That should be a 12.
That should be a 12. So on a 10 plus. On a 10 plus, you get a minimum of 2 juice, which you have 3 juice. And so you can create a story tag, burn a power tag or story tag, give or reduce a status, scale up the effect of what you're trying to do, prolong the effect of what you're trying to do, hide the effect of what you're trying to do, or any other improvisational things that you and I work on. So
all right.
What do you want to do? You have 3 juice for this.
First juice, I'm going to create a story tag.
Okay.
Tables have turned.
Okay, so story tags, just as a reminder for everyone, this is the first time that we've really used one, or the second time. Story tags apply to the scene and can be used by anyone one time on a roll, on a future roll.
As Friday throws the apple, it's going to dance and bounce across the heads of different individuals, attracting their attention, and land in the face of the bodyguard.
Okay.
Along the way, the momentum of that is going to shift the perspective of everyone to make them believe that that bodyguard is responsible for what Judd just did.
Okay, so that's your story tag. Your story tag is tables have turned.
Tables have turned.
Is the electrical box near this bodyguard?
Oh, how the turntables.
It could be if Johnny wants to spend a story tag to make it there.
I am going to scale up the effect.
Okay. To get more targets.
Well, and have it sort of encompass the entire room.
Okay.
And the third is that door is going to crack open.
The door's gonna crack open.
Given Judd an opportunity to get inside.
So that sounds like a third story tag.
A
second story tag. So I'll say instead of tables have turned, let's call it grabbed attention, right? Because you grabbed their attention. You scaled up that effect so more people have their attention grabbed. And the door is ajar is the other power tag. We'll
is ajar. All
right. Cool. I like that. And that is yours. So for everyone else, you see calm, cool, collected Friday reach down. As soon as he reaches down to grab something happens that kind of pulls your attention away, and you see him cock back the 8-ball and throw it through the crowd. And as it kind of whizzes through the crowd, you see heads turn, and then it just decks the security guard in the side of the face.
It's not an 8-ball.
I know, but that's what they see because of the mist. You grab an apple.
Okay.
You grab an apple and you see it, and you throw it as it sort of spins. But everyone else sees an 8-ball sailing across through the lights off, and then it decks this guy in the side of the face. Cool. Molly and Art, what are you doing in this moment? As you see the most aggressive version of Friday you've seen so far beam a baseball speed 8-ball across the room.
I mean, Art's all good with it. But I wonder if she might whisper to Molly that the crowd needs encouraging, that to fuck this guy up. And who better to encourage an angry mob than a hot girl? So maybe maybe you should suggest that guy's the problem and see what happens.
All right. Molly's a little scared. It's a little crazy. She is used to being in more controlled spaces. And she okay, sure. And she's gonna point, and I don't know how it's gotta be so incredibly loud in there. Like, because yelling isn't gonna work. She's not gonna be able to yell over these people. You're muted, Johnny.
Who's near you?
I'm
Johnny,
muted.
Mike.
It's slightly less loud now that the music has stopped. Now it's just other people shouting. So you can attempt to yell over them.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if she would have anything that would work with this.
You can always roll with no tags. That's a possibility.
Do you have any sort of influence or persuasion type things?
Let's see. Let's take a look.
Silver tongue, devil inside
silver
you. Silver tongue's the
tongue.
only one that would work.
Silver tongue sounds like it works.
I knew you had something. I don't have anything that would work.
I mean, she could couple it with maybe like dark ritual.
Sell me on that one.
She would probably okay. So I imagine like if she used a silver tongue, which anybody normal world could have, but also coupled it with like a dark ritual, she could use it more so in a sense that maybe she wouldn't realize, but it almost is kind of spellbinding.
Okay, I'll take
some
it.
Command
Those could hear it.
Command the cult.
Yeah. I'll take
Command
that.
the zealotous followers. I love that.
So I think this sounds like a convince. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the loud from a -2 to a -1 because the music has stopped, and it's just the crowd now. So you have a +2 and a -1 on your roll, and then roll me a convince.
Can I also use untapped rage for her to like aggressively?
Are you being aggressive right now?
If she's trying to yell over like a crowd to be like it was him, like the fuck,
inciting the riot.
Inciting the riot.
I'll take it. So you have a +3 and a -1.
Okay. Oh, is it empower?
Yeah, on the top where it says power, so +3, -1. And then hit convince.
Damn it.
Hell yes.
Oh no!
It's worth a try.
Hell
It's worth a try.
yes. It is not in everyone's favor today.
Damn it.
Cool. So you know what? I will allow you I will give you, if you want to use this, if you want to burn this tag. So Johnny has a distracted 1 tag for anyone to use. Grabbed attention. So everyone's attention is currently looking at the doors anyway, and you're directing them to continue looking there. So if you want to use it, you can get a +1 on that, but that removes that ability for everyone else. That will make your roll succeed.
I thought it was scaled up to a 2 because I scaled it because I spent a juice on it specifically.
So you can scale it up to a greater area or more targets. That doesn't scale up the effect.
All right, burn up.
Yep.
I say go for it. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know
Burn it.
when we're gonna.
Go ahead and burn it.
So
Do it.
that makes it a 7, which makes it succeed. So on a 7 to 9, they give in a little, but protect their own agenda, right? So the fight continues to happen, and you see the fight sort of move towards, like, a handful of people are now disgruntled towards the bouncer, or towards this guard, and they begin to move and start aggressively approaching him. You know, one guy shoves his shoulder, the guard kind of rebuffs it, and you can see that a fight is about to break out exactly where you want it to break out. Artemis and Judd, what are you two doing?
Judd's hopefully be
yeah, as soon as I can, I'm going to go in the door.
Okay, I believe that is a sneak around.
Do it.
Am I really sneaking or more racing?
So I will tell you this: you can choose between a sneak around or a take the risk.
That also seems like a toe-to-toe or face danger. There's a lot going on in that scene.
There it is.
I don't think it's a go toe-to-toe. You're not struggling against anything.
Okay.
He's struggling against the crowd.
He's
Okay.
not, though. He's positioned himself out of the crowd.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
kind of what
I'm
did
gonna
the first
I'm gonna
time.
try to assist Judd because you asked us what we were doing.
Sure.
After I've convinced Molly to try and rile people up, I'm gonna move towards Judd, and I'm gonna punch the guard. I'm gonna kick this off.
Okay, cool. Great.
That is both my face and Judd's face. When he sees you just walk up and cold cock this guy.
That is 100% hit with all you
Look, plan B, if Molly's thing didn't work, was I was gonna walk up to Judd and tell him to punch me. So,
got.
Judd happily just.
and he would have done it, and it would have been great. But I think we got distracted enough.
That's hit with all you got. What are you hitting with all you got here?
Okay. Field tactics, because I would have learned how to throw a punch.
Yep.
Survival of the fittest.
Okay, I'll take that.
And I'm gonna be eyeing the shit out of that apple before I punch him, trying to draw any sort of energy I can, because that's an element of nature has been brought in.
So you don't see it as an apple. You see it as an 8-ball.
Oh, do I see it
Yes.
as an 8-ball? Okay.
The mist has shrouded Friday's special abilities.
Let's throw it in there anyway, and deadly accurate.
So deadly accurate, I'll take that. Field tactic, I'll take that. And then what was the other one?
Survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. I will take that.
Invoke a weakness. So
I am going to invoke your weakness.
the connection with nature.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Tyrannical tendencies.
Oh, okay.
You are taking violent charge of this situation.
Yes. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. So I'm going to mark that, and you can mark a attention in the law, and then roll that for me. So that's a 3 + 1.
And then it's +3 -1, or what was the...
+3 -1.
Okay. Hit it with all you've got. I blast his face.
Wow.
in.
Hell yes. Okay, cool. So on a 10+, you choose 2 of these things. You can take, so you hit this guy for 2 damage, basically is what it is, right? So you hit this guy for 2 damage. You can take cover or secure a superior position. If you don't choose this, I can attack you back. You can get them good and scale it up to a 3. You can control the collateral damage and not, wreck anyone else. You can hold the target's attention and make them focus on you. Or you can gain the upper hand, and then you basically gain a bonus juice to use in future attacks.
Can I use gain the upper hand now?
Yeah. Well, not on this roll. You basically, so
Not
what you do
on
is
this roll,
you
next one?
you have 2 juice right now to use. You can use them now, or save one of them to use later, or save both of them to use later.
Go through the list again? I'm sorry.
Take cover, which means I can't attack you back.
Okay.
Get them good, which means give them 1 more damage. Control collateral damage, hold their attention like a taunt, or gain the upper hand, which is a +1 to future rolls.
Let's grab gain the upper hand.
Okay.
Because after I punch him, I'm gonna be like, he's the one that fucked up the speakers. I'm gonna yell something
Okay.
blaming him. to try and get the crowd to join in.
Okay. So that's one.
Trying to let Friday and Molly know that I'm trying to leave them an open door to go for the door.
Yeah.
And if I have to stay here and fight, I have to stay here and fight.
Love it. So that's one. You're going to take that. You're going to hold their attention. And then what else?
Yep. Hold their attention, and I want to keep that. What was it? Take the upper hand.
Okay, great. Perfect. So you have +1 on future rolls. So Molly, Friday, Judd, you see Artemis walk up like in a dress and a zip-up hoodie and just punch this guy in the face. No words, just decks this guy. Judd, you see him go to the side and kind of get back up, take a step forward, and now's your opportunity. How do you want to go about this? You are muted.
I think it's an unconventional sneak around, right? Because it's about not being noticed, even if I'm not being conventionally sneaky.
Right.
Now I can use the crew tags, right?
You can, and you also have the door is ajar as another tag you have.
So remind me, with our system that we're using with our limit, can I use 3 of my own tags and then our extra juice and tags around us?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I believe our crew tag, like walk the line, is supposed to be like about like getting involved with criminals.
Yep.
So I think that's probably helpful here.
Okay.
I think seasoned investigator still helps me.
Okay, I'll take both of those.
And probably knows where the bodies are buried, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
I don't think that one helps this time, only because of the circumstance. Right, you've already used that one on this door to get here.
Right. It's not about knowing anymore.
Yeah.
So that makes total sense. Cool. So then I will just use door as a jar, and I'll steal that juice that Artemis created for us.
That was Friday.
Oh,
that one's Friday.
Artemis has a juice for herself. Friday has the door as a jar.
Okay.
So you're rolling with a +3. No negatives that I can see.
So I can't use the juice she gained from the hit with all you got?
Nope, that's only for her.
Oh,
gain the upper hand.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to need it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't see any negatives for you.
Oh my god, my rolls are so bad. I've rolled a 3 and a 1 on every time.
Fortunately, 7 is a success. So you still succeed. So you are able to kind of, as he steps forward to, you see him cock back to hit Artemis back. And you are able to slip behind and quickly slide in through that door. And you kind of do that thing where you like see the crowd and you slip through and you close the door. And as you turn around, the corruption bar that we hit. This door opens to a back alley behind this building. You see that it's a straight alley. Like you turn around, you're seeing straight down the alley. You see straight down the alley there is a black car, not dissimilar to the one that Friday drove in. You're pretty sure it's not the same one, but it's a similar style, blacked out windows, black car, and you see that there are the security guard that was inside is standing about halfway down the tunnel. You see that there are 2 more security guards at the car. These guys are dressed equally sized, but these guys are dressed in all black. They're dressed in black suits, black shirt, black tie, and they are stuffing a woman into the back seat of the car. The door slams and is about to get away. What do you
Conscious
do?
Woman?
You don't. She seems to be struggling. I'll say that.
Okay.
She seems to be struggling against.
Woman, and did she look familiar?
You may roll me an investigation on this moment.
Ooh.
Can Molly help him?
Molly is inside the building. Judd is outside.
Whoops.
Judd is all alone.
Power. That doesn't count. I didn't give power, even though it was a great roll, and I should probably keep it. I'm gonna do the right thing and re-roll it. Once
Fair
we
enough.
figure out the power.
Judd is all alone in an alleyway full of thugs.
Judd is all alone, but you gotta get your bearings first. Judd, the info broker, there's a good chance.
I'll take that.
He's used to looking at weird frames and identifying people. Seasoned investigator, getting a lot of use out of that one.
I'll take that.
And let's see here.
Walk the line or friends in interesting places seems like a good
Walk the line is burned.
Oh, he burned that one?
You can, so your crew tags can only be used once per episode.
Good to know.
By, like, total.
Friends in interesting places then, man. Use that one.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, friends in
Okay,
interesting places.
I will take... I will take... I'm going to invoke your weakness tag, Traitor to the Gods.
Oh boy. See, the nice thing about that tag is it also shows Mike's hand, because that means that there's someone important here.
Yep. So you have a +3 -1 on this investigation roll.
Cool. Awesome. All right. +3 -1. That's a 2. We are rolling and investigate. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. You have 2 questions you can ask me on this 12. Use them well.
Who is she?
Who is she? Okay, so you see there is a bodyguard. There's a goon. We'll call him a goon. There's a goon in black on black uniform here, but suited tie. Looks the same kind of bespoke as like Friday, but obviously different. Is holding the door open, kind of blocking it, and the other one is shoving the person in. What you can see of like their ass end, they are wearing a dress. They're wearing like slightly above ankle high, like Doc Martin kind of combat boot style things. And from what you can see and hear, this is Delia.
Figured.
So for my second question, I am hoping to narrow down who this important figure is, and I'm pretty sure I know.
Okay.
But is there anything about this car, about these bodyguards, etc., that would jump out a particular figure? Maybe one that starts with a V?
I mean, you might get that impression. So you're trying to look for...
I'm trying to look for anything that would like mark them as so-and-so's guy. It's like, oh, I know that guy's got a weird face. You know, in the movie, you would have the guy with like the weird birthmark or whatever. It's like so-and-so's thug, or you know what I'm talking about.
The car, glance in the side of the car.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
A song playing from the car.
Yeah. That's the trick with a great roll. You don't.
Damn, that was a very good roll.
You can tell that I will give you this because that was a great roll and a very solid question that I don't like at all. You can tell everything about this situation is made to look like one of Vidalis's vehicles and goons.
Okay, it's a little too convenient.
Too good to be true.
I will give you that. So as you you close the door behind you, you turn, you have that, oh shit, I'm in an alleyway. You spot this thing happening. The camera sees your shocked face, calculate what's happening, and then boom, back in the door. Artemis, I need you to make a face danger roll as this guard face recovers, danger. Is blinking, kind of covers, like wipes the blood off his mouth, and then goes to strike you back.
All right.
So you're basically avoiding danger at this point. So what
avoiding danger
skills do you have for this?
Drilled in field tactics again.
I'll take it.
I kind of want to use get in the suspect's head. More like maybe I'm shit talking him, or maybe I like the way he comes back up. I can see what style of fighting he's used to.
I'll take that one.
Something like that.
Yep.
Deadly accurate again.
Deadly accurate again. I'll take that. And I will say your weakness for this one is must follow procedure. It's not procedural to start a bar fight and not call it in. So you have a 3 -1. +3 -1.
+3.
And this is a face danger. This is a face danger against a knuckle sandwich 2.
How sturdy is the door?
I mean, unless you attempt, from what you can see, it seems like a sturdy door. Unless you try to force your...
I think because I don't want to participate in this any longer, I'm starting to realize how much I'm breaking the law.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to get him to punch something that's not me. So either a hard wall or an unsturdy door is like I'm trying to.
Well, right now his back is to the door. Your back is to the crowd, so there's nothing for him to punch but open air. Unless on your turn you kind of turn the tables on him and get him to face a wall or door. For now, he's punching you, and you're avoiding that. If you want to try to spin him around.
Can I make him punch somebody else?
On your turn, maybe. But
okay,
unless you have some kind of, you would have to like change the game to do that.
Gotcha. All right, face danger. He's not good.
Oh wow, that is a 12. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when you face danger on a 10 plus, you fend off the effect and take no status at all. So he goes to throw this, and your police tactics kind of go in, and you immediately push to the side and block that attack. As the fist flies by your face, we cut back to Molly. Molly, what are you doing? You see Judd slip out. You see Artemis is in fisticuffs. What are you doing?
Molly is so confused in this moment. So much is happening so quickly. I feel like this is gonna like cause more chaos, but she is going to probably run after Art.
Okay.
And probably jump in this.
Perfect. Cool. So you're going to attack the guard, is what I'm getting here.
Yeah, so I think as he like goes to punch and he misses, as Molly's gonna come up, I think I want her to try to come up and like
slash him,
gouge him, like slash
Okay,
his face.
I like it. Ooh. So that sounds like a hit with all you've got. So tell me how you're attacking this guy, what you're rolling, and then we'll see how that goes.
Okay, so do I need to include all the things I'm gonna use? For
yeah.
this?
So what are you using to attack him?
Okay. Well, so she's going to use... I think she'll probably use... Can I use speed and gouge for that?
Speed and gouge, yep.
Because she's probably dashing forward.
Yep.
To help... Can I use flexible to like keep her balanced?
Yeah,
she's running
I'll take it.
heels?
I'll take it, yeah.
Because she is running...
So that is 3. Let me see. Do you have any negatives that I can apply here? Molly McGee. No, that doesn't apply. No, that doesn't apply. Nope, that doesn't apply.
This is very much a per alley, I think.
Bloodthirsty. So you take you have a +3 and a -1 to this roll.
Okay.
And you gain 1 attention. I'll mark that for you. You get 1 attention on your relic. So +3, -1 on hit with all you've got. I'm so excited to see this roll. Yes. All right, cool. So you deal 2 more damage to this guy. So you see he gets cold cocked in the face. He kind of comes back up. He like wipes the blood off his chin. He goes to swing at Artemis. You kind of dip, duck, dodge, and dive, and you get in there and you rake these silvered claws across this guy's face and neck. You see they are deep. Artemis, you see this as he like connects and turns. You see an immediate like flash of silver just strike across this guy's face.
I feel like, and Molly has like she looks like enraged.
Yeah.
I guess because like the bloodlust, like she does not look like the one that Art knew. Like
I
she
love
is
it.
like
face
heavy
twisted.
And yeah.
Art's gonna be confused, upset, and slightly like, oh my god.
But she's
that's
also
kind of
smiling.
Kind
like
of
Molly,
hot.
like Molly's smiling. In this.
Kind
like,
of hot.
Like some blood.
Kind of hot. She's like, oh god. No, she shouldn't do that. Wow, I don't have to protect her. This is kind of amazing.
You see this flash of silver just claw down the side of this guy's face. His hand immediately goes up, and he stumbles back and leans against the wall and slumps down. This guy is, for all intents and purposes, defeated and currently bleeding profusely down his ratty t-shirt. Hot damn. Okay, cool. So yeah, you deal 2 damage. That fight's kind of over. You can apply certain things. You can do more damage. You can hold his attention, which I don't think you need to. You can gain the upper hand, which is take 1 juice going forward to spend on more combat things if you choose, or take cover or gain a superior position, which he's not going to attack you because he's down.
Do the juice.
Okay, so you have a juice forward. So this slash happens, camera spins again and turns back to Friday, who's standing at the bar, PBR in hand, watching chaos ensue.
I want to note something that Friday might also see. So
Yeah.
after she does this, and she's kind of in this like, almost like enthralled, she's gonna lick.
Yeah. Gross.
She's gonna lick her fingers.
Gross.
I like the idea that when we get the shot pans back over to Friday, there's like somebody that like skirts by and they just lift up the beer and they like pass right under it.
There's that moment where they slide across the bar. Yep.
Friday mumbles, "That's interesting." Downs the rest of the PBR, crushes the can, throws it off into the crowd, and walks behind Molly and Artemis and out the door.
Okay.
What does they see?
Yeah, I do picture that scene the same way though, Sam. He's just standing there and like a bottle smashes behind him. He just moves. He like takes a sip and the bottle passes under his arm. He tips a sip down. He like leans forward to scratch and like another thing happens. The chaos happens around Friday.
This guy is just fucked up. He's not dead, right?
I mean, he is bleeding.
Bleeding?
So he's currently alive, hand on face, breathing heavily, and you see that his face and neck is slashed. He's not bleeding enough to indicate that his jugular was slashed, but he is in a bad way. This guy needs stitches and a hospital. But Friday, you down your PBR, crush the can, head past the scene of violence and outside into the alleyway, where you see a relatively stunned Judd. You see the door slam closed at the end of the alleyway of what you note to be a Vidalis kind of style car and Vidalis style kind of goons, and you see this car pull off. You see a second car pull in.
Before the car leaves, I definitely want to do something.
Okay, what would you like to do?
So I want to do something pretty ill-advised.
Great.
Which side did Delia get dragged into? Passenger side or driver side?
They pushed her in the driver's side of the car. One got in behind her, and the other walked around to the passenger side.
Okay.
So someone else is already in the driver's seat.
Okay. So what I would like to do is probably some version of hit with all you got, because I want to smite this dude, basically.
Okay.
So I think what this looks like is like Judd's like, as we kind of described, he was kind of like shocked. He wasn't really sure what to do. He had that like moment, and then he kind of acts on pure instinct. He's like not really quite sure what he's doing, and he pulls his arm back and sort of seems to be grabbing at something. And we probably get this kind of like rippling effect, almost as though like the air is slightly thick, and like you can like move and manipulate the air. And he seems to like pull out of the air this just burning, shining mass of energy, just like sort of heat and light distilled and formed. And he is going to try to hurl this fire of the gods through the front of the windshield and just like into the driver, just take out the driver.
Okay. This is 100% stop holding back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, this is something you've never done before. This is an extreme use of abilities you don't quite understand. This is for sure stop holding back. So your intent is to create a bolt of fire, throw it through the air, and incapacitate the driver?
Yeah, I mean, incapacitate is the right word here, I think, because it's like it's not as though like Judd is like trying to kill this person necessarily, right?
Okay.
It's just like he is reacting and he is attacking with what becomes lethal force, right? So like if the guy dies, that makes total sense. If the guy's just in a bad way, that
okay. This sounds like a significant stop holding back, which means on a 7 to 9, you mark fade or crack and burn all the tags in that theme. On a 10+, you just mark fade or crack. So, the way Stop Holding Back works is when you use your powers in a new and never-before-seen way, you tell the MC what you hope to achieve, you just did, and I will tell you what you sacrifice, what the sacrifice will take from you.
And to be clear, like, the obvious end goal here is I don't want them to be able to drive away.
Correct, yep.
We're on the same page.
The sacrifice you make is you do this, and Friday sees it. But you don't know that. Friday sees you essentially conjure fire.
Yeah, I don't know if even fire is the right word for it. Right?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
probably the closest we have, but it's just like this like white crackling energy.
It's like you've stolen one of Zeus's bolts, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the way a Stop Holding Back works is you roll me your dice plus logos. So how many logos do you have?
I have 2 logos.
So it's your dice plus 2. So make your positive 2, no bonuses.
Now, do we have to pick which theme this applies to up front, or do we roll first?
I believe it is your mythos, whichever mythos applies to this thing, I think.
Okay, so probably Forbidden Fire is the obvious answer.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, cool.
So it is dice roll plus 2 power, and you roll, and we see what happens. This is the first Stop Holding Back of the game.
Do a 2 power. Yeah, I didn't even really kind of put that together, but it makes total sense.
Okay.
All right, wait. It's not one of the buttons, so should I just
there
pick
is one? Oh god. Oh wow, they're all broken. Cool. Here, let me do this. If you on the top of your character sheet on the left hand side, you see there was the slash mark. On the right hand side of the slash mark, there's an invisible button there that you can't see. That will switch the card, and then you can click Stop Holding Back.
Great success.
Shit. Wow. Okay, cool.
Nice job, dude.
Cool. So, you have a choice. It appears the choice is obvious. Mark fade or crack on that theme. So it's mark fade or crack on that theme. I thought it was mark attention or crack, but so yes, you have cracked that theme a little bit.
It's fade, I think, for the
Mythos. So Friday, you step out, and you see Judd sort of reach up into the air. It's a very split second thing. You see him reach up into the air, and then it's as if like a flare, like a not quite as bright as like a stun grenade kind of goes off, but you see his hand go up, and a bright like pew light fills this entire place. And when the light dies down, you see that the driver's side door of the car that you saw for a split second is smoldering. Judd, describe what you do.
Judd kind of like snaps out of it, like realizing what just happened, and it's just like lets out just a litany of swear words, oh fuck, shit, god damn it, what holy shit, what did I do? And then he's like running towards the car, right? He's gonna try to get this woman out, right?
Okay.
His whole goal is to save Delia.
Yep. So you see this bright white light just sort of like pew, and then you see it gone, and then there's a smoldering front end of a car, and Judd is booking it past one of the guard you saw on the inside and running towards the thing. So Friday, what are you doing?
I like the idea also that as like Judd runs by, you just see like his hand is smoking.
Absolutely, for sure. Friday, what are you doing as you kind of enter this chaos scene?
What does the rest of the scene look like as Judd is moving towards the car?
There is a security guard, the guard that was inside, the one guy that's like rock uniform, and he's kind of like leaning against the wall, shielding his eyes from whatever the hell that was. He clearly saw a bright flash as well. You see that the front end of the car, especially around the driver's side door, is smoldering, and the man inside seems to be slumped over. The glass is shattered on all of the vehicle windows. And you see that there are several people in the backseat struggling, whether because of what just happened or struggling for some other reason, you're not entirely sure. And you begin to hear a door open on the other side of the car. And shouts from just around the edge of the building.
Awesome.
You had said something about there when you were describing it to Sam for when Judd stepped out of there. Mm-hmm. There were 2 other guards, and they took the person there inside the car as well as.
Yeah, so there was 2 people that were taking them. Those people have gotten inside the car, and there is presumably at least a third who was in the driver's seat.
So the person, or so the car has stopped moving.
The car has stopped moving. Yep. The person in the driver's seat is slumped over. That door is kind of blown to shit. There's one. You can see like one black suited guy in the back seat struggling with something, and you hear a door open on the other side of the car, presumably the other goon getting out of the car. And you hear shouting coming from around the side of the building.
Friday pulls their gun, looks back into the doorway towards the club, meets Artemis's eyes, nods, and starts chasing after Judd.
Okay. The door clinks closed behind you as you begin to sprint down this hallway. What are you doing? What is your goal here? Judd, you are sprinting towards the side of the car, hoping to pull this woman out. Friday, what are you doing?
Friday is attempting to cover Judd with whatever, based on whatever comes out of that other side.
Okay.
Since I just heard Friday, as Judd is moving down one side towards the smoldering side of the car.
Yep.
Friday has their gun pointed at the other side and is ready to start, basically to open fire at whatever is going to come out of that.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll me a change the game so that you can create some cover power tags here to assist, right? So what do you have that will affect this scene for a change the game to cover down on Judd?
Okay. Action speaks louder.
Take it.
Student of human behavior.
I don't.
Because Friday's going to expect whoever comes out of that other side. Friday's been in enough situations.
Okay.
Where Friday will expect what comes out of that to come out guns blazing, or to come out with expecting a fight.
I'll take it.
Makes sense.
And the third thing I think would be mastermind, just tactics, basic tactics.
I will take that. However, let me double check what you have. Great. So you believe this is a Vidalis vehicle. I'm going to tap question of loyalty.
You are a bastard.
You are right. I am that. So that is a +3 -1 on your change the game roll. And hit me with that good story tag. That's a miss. That's a miss.
Damn it.
Okay, cool. So what happens on a miss is you create no power tags. The shouting from around the building gets louder. You hear doors slam closed as 4 more of these suited guys come from around the corner that were in the tail vehicle for this car. So you see the one guy in the passenger side front get out of the car. So now there are 5 goons outside of the car around this one car that Judd is currently running at. Judd, you are in a full sprint as you see 4 more guys join this as that, oh no, kind of hits your head. We zoom back inside. Art and Molly, you are standing over this bleeding guard. There was a moment where you were eye to eye with Friday, and Friday, you're pretty sure, was holding a gun.
I wanna use my upper hands. I wanna be able to scoop up Molly, grab something to I want to lock the door behind me. I want nobody to be able to come out, whether I'm shoving a chair underneath it,
okay,
something to contain one chaos and jump into the other.
Okay, so to lock this door behind you, that sounds like a change the game also. Okay. So you grab Molly and you head out of this door. I will let you use your +1 juice on this roll. So what 3 power tags, or any number of power tags up to 3, are you using?
Photographic memory to grab whatever you want to let me grab that I remember being there from before to lock the door. Maybe I just knock off the door handle on the inside. I don't know.
I'll take that.
I'll let you pick what object I grab or do after I shove Molly outside. Drilled in field tactics because I just want to be able to do that as fast as possible.
Okay.
I don't really think anything else applies.
Okay, so you have a +2 with your +1 juice on top of that, so a +3 to a change the game here.
You
Okay.
can do it.
You want to invoke anything on me?
Nope, you're good.
Before I roll? Okay, and that was change the game?
Yes, change the game. Okay, so you have 3 power. You can create a story tag, which is barricaded door. So that would be one.
Barricade the door.
That would be one of yours. You can give a reduce a status. That doesn't really count. You rolled a 10 or plus. So you can scale up the effect. You can prolong the effect and make it last longer, which is probably one you want to do.
Yeah.
And you can make any other improvement that I agree on.
I want to put, like, after I get out of the door, I want to be firmly in between where I saw Friday go with his gun and Molly. I want her behind me.
Okay, so let's do this. You create a story tag of barricaded door. You prolong the effect to make it last this whole scene, so more things get a minus to it. Basically, the way a power tag works, if it's a -1 and I use that -1, it's gone. But with a prolonged thing, everyone gets a -1 on opening that door until the scene's over. And I will give you another story tag called Ready for Action, and that's you being ready to jump into the shit. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Dope. Molly, you have been dragged into the scene after slashing a man, and you are faced with Artemis. Did you draw down? Did you draw your gun, Artemis?
Yeah, I would imagine that was the next. I put Molly behind me and I'm pulling out my gun.
Perfect.
If any of you guys are looking at my gun, it's fucking fancy.
It is fancy. Molly, you are dragged into the scene. You immediately see Artemis pull her gun and draw down. You see Friday is already in a good position, already drawn down. You see 5 goons in black on black suits at a car. The driver's side is smoldering, and Judd, uncharacteristically, is running towards these 5 goons. Molly, I need you to make me a face danger.
Okay.
It is a face danger against a terrified 2.
So what do I need to put in?
So whatever you're using to basically, this is an attack on you.
Okay.
So whatever you think you can use to defend against this. So this is a so for the scene, you recognize these guys.
I want to. Oh, she knows these.
You recognize this uniform, this suit, the black on black on black, this kind of car.
These are the ones that. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use my free help for Molly that I earned last time in the Geek Out during the credits? And like what I'm imagining is like Molly gets like a little flashback to like her and Judd in the apartment, and like the like talking and getting some real courage while they imbibe liquid courage.
Yeah, I love that. So right off the bat, Molly, seeing Judd,
if Molly
running,
will accept, of course.
Okay, so I think what's with Molly, what goes through her head in that sense, because her mythos is still very new to her. So I think that she just did something that probably afterwards she was like, the fuck just happened? But then was like quickly like swooped right back into it. So I had like a brief moment of like, oh God. And as she kind of comes out and sees the scene, she is gonna step out from behind Artemis because she's enraged. She's very
juiced up.
Yeah, she's all pumped. And she sees these men. She'll have a brief moment to think of like the conversation and like the things that Judd said and kind of and the things that she had been. She'll probably think of like Sam and the things that she had been planning on doing and hoping for, and it all fucking crumbling. And I'm going to use bloodthirsty.
So you're gonna mark that against yourself.
I think that she's gonna be bloodthirsty again.
Okay, so you get another attention for that one.
She's still in that.
Yep.
Speed and gouge, and I think she's gonna go running.
So
in like
this
a rage. Oh wait, yeah.
This is a defense, so you can do that on your next turn when you're attacking. But for now, this is you defend. So basically, what's happening is you walk out, you see this, you recognize these guys, and you have an oh no kind of flashback moment. So how are you like mentally defending and like girding yourself against that like that panic attack that sets in when you recognize these people? So you have a +1 help from Judd. So the fact that Judd is running towards you don't have to use any tags. You don't have to use any tags.
Okay.
If you don't have any.
I mean, if it'll help, like I don't know if like it would help in the role or anything, but if connections in the dark, since she would know these people.
I think connections in the dark would potentially give you an air of comfort in this situation, so I'll take that one. Which is 1. You're getting another +1 from Judd. The fact that Judd is running into danger kind of bolsters your courage after your conversation with him. So that's a 2. And you can stop there if you'd like, if you don't have anything else that's applicable.
Access to secrets?
I'll take access to secrets. I'll take that one.
Because she has a lot of secrets in this?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So you have a +3 to this roll. And
Mike?
I am, yes.
Are you only allowing 1 help per?
Nope. If you have a help on them, you can give them a help.
I've got a help from Geek Out in the credits for Molly as well.
Okay.
And I would assume it comes back all the way from the beginning when Friday tried to reach out to Molly and called her a friend.
I'll take that. So what you see is this danger in front of you, Molly. But the fact that you see Judd running into danger, the fact that you see Friday in an attack kind of stance holding down, this time you're not alone. So that's an additional +1. So you have a +4, and I'm going to activate your weakness tag called "You Have No Authority" here. So you have a +4 and a -1 on this attack, and this would be a face danger. Hell yeah. Okay, great. So this was a face danger against Terrified 2. You have succeeded, and you negate all of those points. So you are bolstered, you are encouraged, and you are not afraid of what is happening here. And I will keep it on your focus for right now because you said you were bloodthirsty and ready to charge ahead. So let me know what that looks like. You step out, you see this, you have that like, oh no, panic mode, but then you see you have friends now and you're like ready to rock and roll. So this sounds like you're going to hit it with all you got. So how are you going to do that?
Whether or not she actually, I feel like she's going to probably run forward.
Okay.
I don't know if she's actually going to make contact with anything in this moment, but she's definitely going to forget all that is behind her and push forward towards these people.
Love it.
Whether she becomes extremely afraid after the moment or not, it doesn't. Okay, so yeah, so I'm guessing
So speed and gouge, it sounds like what you got there. Yep. What else we got?
I'm trying to think what I would. She didn't have a lot of like attack in her.
That's fine.
Attack stuff. Yeah.
That's fine. So you know what? You have speed and gouge, and you have +1 juice from stabbing that guy in the neck. So that's a +3 if you want to spend that juice.
Yeah.
So that's a +3. Hit it with all you got. Hell yes. Cool. So describe what we see as you are a banshee out of hell, running down this alleyway to stab some more dudes.
So they're all out. Where's Judd?
Judd is running towards them, a few paces ahead of you.
Okay, she's going to like sidestep from Art and sort of and launch herself forward in like just this rage towards these men that she recognized and that have put fear in her, and is she going to get there before Judd? You
are. And I will explain why.
She's wearing like 6-inch heels and it's just fucking...
Yeah.
Hot.
Okay, I'm gonna say, for the sake of like this not being just ridiculous, as she sidestepped out, she did kick herself out of her heels, which I feel like is a very like, I'm going to fight, you know, and so she's gonna like kick herself out of these heels. Yeah. Take the earrings off and she's gone, and she's gonna run in, dash past Judd and fling herself like a spider monkey at the closest man to her.
Okay.
To come in and like probably honestly like grab him and slash him.
I love this.
Probably like because she is shorter, so I imagine probably for the chest or like the neck.
Yeah. So we see the camera sees Molly step out from beside, begin to sprint down, one heel off, other heel off, just going and past Judd. Like she is full on sprinter, cross country running past Judd.
She's going past all of us.
Yeah, past all of you. The rest of you kind of see this like feral Molly take off, a gust of wind behind her, as this like mist sort of swirls at her feet. The camera sees as she kicks off the heels and does that initial lunge forward. It's almost as if wings kind of flap and propel her that one extra sprint forward, and she leaps on top of the bodyguard, slashing, and that is where we end tonight's episode.
Ah, damn it.
Awesome.
Hell yes.
Nice.
That was cool shit. God damn. I will say this. Chat, if you're wondering where these help points have come from that we were talking about in the Geek Out during the credits phase, that is part of our after show that you could find on Patreon. So if you want to see that, if you want to see where these help points are, if you want to see where everyone's opinion on their characters and the story are, that's the best way to do that over on our Patreon at the $5 tier. That being said, let's go around, do our introductions, and get the hell out of here so we can record that after show. This was a hell of an episode. Let's start with Johnny. Johnny, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Johnny, Video Store Cowboy, GM for Land of the Lost on my channel on Thursdays, DM for Dark Fortunes, the podcast that Mike and I do with lots of piratey stuff.
Hell yeah.
Tonight was awesome. Amazing, and yeah, that was a good time. Thanks to chat for the the donations, because that really changed our game literally.
Yeah,
that was huge.
That was cool. Fantastic. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I am Sam. You can find me at Twitter /TheWizenedFool. And I am playing BattleTech on Sundays, which is on AP Gaming Real's Patreon, but also releases a week later on the YouTubes. We're actually off this weekend, so it's going to be aligning for the first time because we're off for Mother's Day.
Nice.
So it's a good time to catch up. Otherwise, I'll be back here on Wednesday.
Sweet. We'll go to Cherry. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
CherryBomb on Twitch, CherryBomb7 on Twitter. We'll be doing tarot, it looks like Friday. If you have opinions on that, go to my Twitter and vote. And then more Astroneer at some point this week as well. Been going into space and derping. So come hang out.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, Kitty, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Awkward Kitty Inc. Everywhere you look, you'll probably find me at that name. I've been doing a lot of Red Dead RP. Red Dead Online has launched their private servers. We've had Red M private servers now for roleplay, and it's fan-fucking-tastic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so come by and check it out if you like some good in-game roleplay.
Hell yeah. That being said, everyone go check out this amazing content from all these creators. Johnny just put the first episode up on YouTube for Land of the Lost, so go check that out.
Yeah, both episodes up now.
Both episodes are up on YouTube, so go check that out. Super cool game. I started watching the first episode this afternoon, caught a little bit of that, so go check it out. If you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, you can join us on Patreon. That's the best way, but we are trying to hit 20 subs this month on Twitch, so if you want to do that, you can sub down below. If you want to chat about this game and all the other games we're running, check out our Discord. We're pretty active in there. Links for all that down below. And we will see you guys next week. So we're going to go out here and film our after show. So from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.